But brew me a beer, wild, spontaneous, and weird, and I'll bet it's a Belgian fruit.
Lambic?
You're correct.
From Boise!
Lambic is an ancient beer brewed in the region surrounding Brussels. It's weird as beer gets. Lambic ferments spontaneously by exposing cool wort to the night air. If you haven't tried one, put it on your list. We talked about in the beginning of the show about popularity of sours, but there is something truly special about lambics. Well, Dave, how did Amy do on our quiz?
I believe she had a 3 out of 3.
Amy, thanks for playing. You've won our prize, free beer and a pint glass. Ladies and gentlemen, now on to our next game, beer slanging. Beer jargon shared amongst beer geeks can become as complex as understanding the origins of flavor in barley and malt. Luckily, we have a panel of brewers and maltsters to help us sort this sudsy slang out. Here's how we play the game. Our panel will be given 6 beer terms to define the panelist who answers most correct or best, as determined by our audience, wins. Panel, are you ready to play?
Yeah, we're ready.
Here is your first beer slang term, maltster. What is a maltster?
I think I know that.
You want to give that answer, Tim?
Yeah, so we have hopheads, people who come in and want IPAs, and the new thing are hipsters who really like sweet beers. So we call them malt hipsters or maltsters.
Maltsters. That makes sense. You bet. Okay.
You see, I was thinking more like you've got like your master malter and then their youngster, which is their child that they call their maltster.
Oh!
I think that one just won. I think we just got the most out of that one.
We're giving a point to James there. You know your favorite craft brewery, probably the brewer, but do you know the maltster? Soon you may. With the increase in demand from craft breweries for stellar barley, rye, and wheat, local malting is on the rise, coaxing barley to life and killing it at just the right moment to create those caramel, toasty, amber, coffee-like malts. Oh my, malting is sexy. Your second beer slang term is sponts. What are sponts?
Like, I totally checked this beer in on Untappd, and I literally got an immediate sponsor from the brewer. Like, because I know him. Like, I totally know that brewer.
Right.
Like,
I think it's a special font. That's the way that you write your brewery name out. It's a special font.
It's a font for writing your brewery list.
Yeah, it's a special font, a spont.
It's a spont.
We've been talking about wild fermented beers, and you know they're risky for the brewer and for the consumer, and if they don't quite go right, and you chug a few, sponts is the technical term for the type of bowel movement you have that night.
Oh. And the win goes to Brian.
whoa! Who's sponsored in here?
Spontaneously fermented ales that are exposed to the local air to try to capture the essence of the airborne yeast and bacteria are affectionately known as sponts. Sponts can be a risky business due to the unknown outcome of the wild yeast and the time taken to brew the beers. So popular are sponts now with American craft breweries, Hollywood has gotten into the act. Tom Cruise revises his role as Joel Goodson as a hopeful, spontaneous fermentation brewer in Risky Business 2. Sponts Brewer!
Oh, man. You've outdone yourself, Chris.
Your third beer slang term is complex. Complex.
Complex is when you have so many barnyardy flavors that you can't tell which barnyard animal brought them. Was it the sheep? Was it the cows? This is, oh my gosh, it's too complex.
It's barnyardy, like complex, like a concentrated animal feeding operation, like dense, like it's a complex for barnyard animals.
Oh,
complex.
so it's a place.
I would say, like last week, I was so blackout drunk, I don't know what happened, and I woke up in a prison complex.
Complex is the most overused term to describe those sponts that you have no idea how to describe but don't want to admit it to all of your complex friends. That Leipzig goes was so unfiltery and weedy and coriandery. Totally complex, am I right? Your fourth beer slang term is cart. What is a cart?
Chris, I'm going to say it's what happens before the blue whale farts.
Okay. All right.
Because you
Is that
put
the cart before?
Cart before the horse.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
There's so much going on in that joke. It's so complex. If you didn't listen to the last 20 minutes of this show.
All right, we're giving it to Tim. Those spots are so wonderful with all their soury, lambicky, gozy. Well, I mean, they're so complex. But what's with all that sediment in the bottom of the bottle? How am I supposed to pour this thing? Get yourself a cart. A little basket that can cradle that lambic at just the right angle to help you not disrupt all that yeast at the bottom. Your fifth beer slang term is fronters. What are fronters?
You know, brewers everywhere know how to drink beer, and I've had the good fortune of seeing all times of day when that happens as our sales lead for the malt house. But there's a certain tradition in Wisconsin brew houses where where you might normally take a shifter towards the end of the day. Wisconsinites, they just get fucked up by taking fronters before they start their brew day. So that's what a fronter is just drinking a lot of beer before the brew day starts. Yep.
I like it.
I think that's probably the truth.
That's the winner. We're giving it to him.
Yep.
You get the point, but actually fronters are the cheap or old beers you place in the front of your fridge to help block access to the rare beers hiding in the back. Such as, I heard Nick was coming to the barbecue, so I bought a case of Henry Weiners to be my token fronters. Your final beer slang term is booty beer. What is a booty beer?
You know, I have people come in my tap room and they're like, I can only have 2 IPAs. Because if I have a third in the morning, I'm going to have booty beers.
Oh. Okay.
So we had booty beers in college. We were
Enough
not
said.
quite...
Enough said. Yep. Yeah.
I was confused at the time. No, honestly...
they said, drink this, Tim, and he was like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know how it got in. No, honestly, what happened is we would go out to drink, and we didn't have a lot of money, so it was much easier to drink beer from your refrigerator. It was cheaper. So we would take some beers and shove them down our pants so that when we'd go to a brewery or a bar, we could, instead of drinking their expensive beer, we would pull the beer from our booty and called it booty beer.
Booty beers!
Other thoughts?
I don't know. I think Brian has...
I mean, a booty beer, it says everybody, you all have had a booty call, right?
Duh.
Right? Everybody, at least 1 or 2 in your lifetime. Well, I mean, a booty beer is the same thing. It's just, you just want some beer and you need somebody to drink it with.
Okay.
That's it.
And you call
booty
somebody
beer.
up.
It's 3 a.m.
You're putting away the fronters.
It's 3 a.m. I need a beer. I've got your digits. Let's do this.
Right, dude. I know you.
Let's do this.
You got that midnight marmite in the bag. Bring it on. Bring it on over, baby.
Yeah. I love it when I get that late night text from Brian.
That's right.
Hey, dude, just come on over.
You up?
Hey, man, you got a growler or coconut porter? You
And
gotta
all
bring that over.
All
Hey,
he
I
hears
heard
is
I got you Framboise
That's
in
right.
your booty.
Put some Barry White on, baby. We'll drink that coconut porter. Spread some sunscreen all over our bodies.
Brian, why are there candles out? Just open the beer.
All right, I'm giving the point to Brian.
Yeah.
You should know any sexual innuendo wins you a point. On the show. The answer is a booty beer is the penalty for swimming a rapid while whitewater kayaking. Pour a beer into your river shoe and chug, baby. John got beatered in Devil's Toenail and had to bail. Booty beer time, baby. So literally, if you swim a rapid and you're in a kayak and everybody's got to rescue you and get all your gear back, then you got it. When you're done, you take your booty off and you pour a beer in it, and then you chug. Or worse, you have to chug it out of a friend's booty.
Wow.
And that's called a booty beer.
That's harsh.
That is harsh.
We used to do the Deschutes every year with all my buddies from high school.
Right.
It's been a long time because now we have families and businesses and all this
Right.
crap. But we used to watch people wipe out, and our thing was we'd come down the rapid and collect their floating cans.
Yeah, there you go.
See you later, booty bear.
That's another booty. Your
Booty!
That could have been a winning answer.
Yeah. I wish I would have known.
Let's see how our panelists did, Dave.
Well, we have myself with 0 points. No, that was nice. Thank you. We have Tim with 1 point.
Okay.
We have James with 2.5. And we have Booty Beer there with 4.5 points. Brian Estes!
Brian Estes, you're tonight's winner. Congratulations. You can go home with our prize. The fact that you won tonight. And you can brag about it on your social media account. Now, to end our show, we'll have beer predictions made by our panel of brewers and maltsters. Panel, here is your question. We've talked a significant amount tonight about beers in the outdoors. What do you predict will be your next big adventure, and what tasty craft beer will you bring to celebrate that said outing?
How about going over Niagara Falls in a barrel-aged stout or barley wine?
Okay. A particular...
Well, I mean, barley wine would be nice because you might eat intoxicated. You wouldn't be so scared.
Right.
Maybe a Midnight Marmot from
There you go.
River City.
Ooh.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Lights out.
You know, I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but I would probably go floating down the Coeur d'Alene River with a 6-pack of freshly canned Adrenaline Seeker IPA from Badass Backyard Brewing.
Ooh.
If you haven't gone, head on down to Badass Backyard right now for their Adrenaline Seeker IPA. It is delicious.
We can't keep that tap closed.
It's a FOMO factor 9+.
Oh, 9+, 9.5.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, James, adrenaline-seeking behavior is floating on the lazy river.
Hey,
I love it.
I float on a noodle. Not
No,
an
I
insect.
applaud that. Yeah.
Yeah, just on a noodle, baby.
I
Up
need
to you.
some audience help here. Who's got the jankiest, grossest hot springs within a 2 or 3 hour drive from here?
Ooh,
Can somebody pick one out for me?
janky
Yeah,
stuff
it's
down
like a
there.
pool near a hot springs,
Right.
and there's
I love the smell of
lots
raw
of
eggs. And
Well,
sulfur.
just picture that. And what I'm going to do before I'm headed out of town on a Friday afternoon is I'm going to stop and get these guys to brew up some wort for me, pitch some of that Kvike yeast, but then it's not going in the fermenter. It's going with me in a nice little oak barrel, and I'm going to go sit in that hot tub. And I'm just going to let that hot springs just marinate there and make that fermentation happen until it smells just right. And I'm going to drink that baby to the bottom.
Yeah. That is adventurous. Yeah. Yes.
I just got to say, Brian, I am kind of turned on by you tonight. I mean, I don't know many maltsters, but I want to know more.
We're a rare breed.
I mean,
Chris.
if anything can get your malt wet, it's a maltster.
Who wants...
Yeah.
Who wants dry malt? I don't
No
want
one
dry
likes
malt.
dry malt. No.
Don't.
I was thinking maybe it'd be adventurous to do tandem biking. Tim's tandem biking. He pedals, you drink.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's adventurous.
Are you saying Tim's in the front then?
Oh, Tim's in the front.
He's always in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
A particular beer? What would you bring? What are you guzzling on there?
I don't know. It would probably be Woodwork. Pale ale.
Well, yeah, of course. You got to make your wood work when you're on a tandem bike.
Yeah, pedal, Tim.
Boom. All right. And if any of that happens, we'll ask you about it on We Don't Tell Me. Thank you. Thanks to our panel of brewers and maltsters, Brian Estes from LINC Malt, James McConnachie from Badass Backyard Brewing, And to Tim Hilton and Dave Basaraba from Mountain Lakes. Thanks to our sound tech, Bjorn Johnson.